we slowing down?
What is that music? What's with all these flags? Oh, no. It's the Puerto Rican Day Parade!
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
How you doing, Fran?
Doing okay, friend.
Feels like I haven't spoken to you in forever. How you been?
Oh, it's been like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
spoiler, we're, I don't think it's a spoiler, but Vinny, we are recording The Maid and the Puerto Rican Day back to back. The technical fiasco from last week has forced us to record 2 episodes in one day, which, always seems really daunting, but I'm looking forward to this one here. We're near the end of Seincast. It's crazy to think this is the penultimate episode. We don't have plans yet for next week, the finale. We're going to figure that out in the coming days, but yeah, we are here to talk about the penultimate episode. Before we get into that, Vinny, you had something you wanted to bring up, right?
I do. I always marvel at how much we, our Seinfeld love really permeates into our friends and families, and how much people realize, wow, Vinnie and Matt really love Seinfeld. So much so that
almost too much.
Whenever something Seinfeld comes on, whether it's TV, Facebook, whatever, they'll tag me in it, or they'll send it to me, text, email, etc. My sister, who rarely tags me in stuff, tagged me on Facebook. And it's this article from inspiremore.com from January of this year, and it was about Matthew Broderick. And I was almost tempted not to read it. So I'm like, did she do this by accident, So I'm like, let me give the benefit of the doubt, and I'll read this thing. And this father is in Montauk in Long Island, and he spotted Matthew Broderick. And I think it was in some store of some sort. So he kind of waited and was watching, and he's like, well, I want to get a picture with him, but let me wait. And he finally approaches Matthew Broderick, and he asks, hey, can you take a picture with my daughter? And he has a young girl. And as he's taking the picture, he noticed Matthew Broderick was with a friend, and he asked the friend, he goes, could you back up, please? So, so you're out of frame.
Oh, like you're in the picture. You can move to the side.
Yeah. So he takes the picture, and I'm not sure if the friend, was in the picture still, but he crops it so that the friend is out of the picture, right? So he just got Matthew Broderick and the daughter. But then I actually sent this to you, Matt. I want you to open the article now and scroll to the bottom where you see the final picture.
Well, the first picture is what you just described. It's Matthew Broderick and this little girl kind of posing, but it definitely looks cropped, kind of like it's zoomed in. And I guess the zoomed out picture is at the bottom.
Keep going.
When you see this zoomed out photo, the full picture, this friend is kind of standing to the side, looking kind of irritated. And it's none other than Jerry.
It is Jerry Seinfeld in a hat with sunglasses and a polo and jeans, and the fact that this dad's like, hey, schmuck, move back. I'm trying to take a picture with Matthew Broderick. Just tickled me, and I couldn't wait to share it with you this week.
I'm looking at Matthew's face, and he almost looks like almost like he's laughing at Jerry getting pushed to the side.
I think he finds it funny that, hey, you're nobody, But I just thought that was really neat that my sister thought of me, and I thought you guys would get a kick out of it. So please take a look.
It's in our show notes. Everyone check it out. It's a great photo. I wonder how that story, I have to read the article, I guess, kind of how that...
I think he shared it on Twitter, and then it kind of went kind of viral.
Everyone's like, why is Jerry Seinfeld pushed to the side of this photo?
Hey, you're not important enough to remember.
That's awesome, man. Great photo. But anything happened to you in the past, 10 minutes since we recorded an episode?
Kramer just woke up from his nap, so I'm petting him right now, trying to record at the same time.
Oh, well, this is kind of news. My sister is due.
Sister.
Yes, my sister is due today. She's going to have her first child, actually the first baby in our family. I'm actually going to head down this week. We might not be there for the birth, but I wanted to try to time it out. But I'm actually going to see you. So I'm really excited to spend some time with you for, I think it's been, a couple of months since we last saw each other.
We're starting to have set records for the longest we've not been able to hang out and be in person, which is really irritating me.
But I'm excited to see you and Kelly, but I'm probably most excited to finally meet Kramer, the dog.
Well, he's the crown jewel here, so I'm looking forward to you meeting him because he's a treat.
Right on. Something that I just screwed up. I didn't get to share this image that Kelly sent me, but does Kramer still wear his lobster collar?
Absolutely. That's his going out collar.
Excellent. All right. We got to get a nice photo with the K-Man and post it online. However, we're gathered today to discuss maybe the most infamous Seinfeld episode to air.
Controversial, protested, you name it.
Right. This is what episode, Vinny?
The 20th episode of Season 9, The Puerto Rican Day, written by Alec Berg, Jennifer Crittenden, Spike Ferriston, Bruce Eric Kaplan, Greg Cavett, Stephen Korn, Dave Mandel, Dan O'Keefe, Andy Robin, and Jeff Schaefer. As well as directed by Andy Ackerman. Original air date May 7th, 1998. Hey, that's my old lady's birthday. Not the 98, the 7th.
Vinny. Despite being the second most viewed episode, The Puerto Rican Day kind of remained a lost episode from 1998 to 2002. NBC removed it from its syndication package because of all of the controversy. I'm sure most of our listeners know about this, the infamous flag burning scene towards the end of the episode. So for about 4 years, no one saw it other than people like me who taped it off of NBC. Do you remember when this episode aired and either how you felt or did you ever hear about the controversy?
I don't recall the controversy. I can't remember what I did when it aired. What actually comes to mind when I think of the Puerto Rican Day is when we were in college at Michigan State, which would have been, 2009 maybe?
Oh, no, it was earlier than
2010?
that.
When was I at RA?
2004?
I'm sorry, I graduated in 06. I'm thinking I started in 06, sorry. So yeah, 04, 05. I was an RA. This was my second year as an RA. And we were doing a cultural sensitivity training, and we had to come up with examples of cultures misrepresented in the media or something like that. And my first thought was Puerto Rican Day, that'd be great to talk about because it had all this, the initial backlash. And I don't think was the DVD out yet?
No, not yet.
So I think I consulted you for your bootlegged copy because you're a bootlegger. And I had this old Fujitsu computer and this crappy ass recording that you came up with. And I actually got these RAs and the director to sit in a room and huddle around my little computer and spend 22 minutes watching a Seinfeld episode. And I'm embarrassed. At the same time, people are watching it. They're not really laughing. And the director let me go through with it. And we actually discussed about, diversity and cultural sensitivity and stuff like that as a result of this episode.
That's awesome.
I look back on it. I'm like, how did he let me get away with that? But sure enough, I did it. So,
side note, I really miss those days of pixelated bootleg copies of Seinfeld. I think the resolution was
and occasionally it'd have the commercial kind of clipped in there. It's a thing of beauty. The feeling you had that you had access to all the Seinfelds. When you couldn't back then.
Right.
I think we take it for granted nowadays.
Oh, absolutely. And, this episode never felt like a lost episode for me because I taped it off of TV and season 9 was really my entry point for Seinfeld. And I knew these episodes front and back. So it was kind of funny over the years, especially when I got into hosting trivia. Whenever I ask a question from this episode, people are clueless.
Yeah.
Because
that's no fair.
Yeah. It was banned, but you banned the episode.
You banned.
But it's been, 16 years since the ban was lifted. So I think it's fair game. But let's get into some trivia here, and then I guess we can discuss the controversy. This was the last episode the writing staff did before Larry David returned to do the finale. And Jerry, purposefully wanted to do an episode that kind of wrapped up the 2 years with the gang of writers. So that's why you have a list of, 10 or 12 writers for this episode. also wonder too, maybe no one wants to take credit for it because it's such a bizarre episode outside of the controversy. They tried to write in a group from scratch, but it was really difficult writing that way. These writers are used to just being in their own rooms, coming up with stories. So instead, what they did is they split it up, and half the group wrote Act 1, the other half wrote Act 2, and then they kind of, exchanged scripts and did a rewrite.
And we should also point out, the traditional sitcom of that time had the big room of writers all just flinging ideas on the board, and they all wrote the episodes together, right?
There, pretty much, yeah, and like one person, I guess, would take the credit.
Whereas Seinfeld did it the complete opposite. Complete 360. They, pitched the idea to Jerry. If they liked the idea, they said, go ahead and write the episode, and then Jerry and Larry would get the final pass. But so that was their baby. Like, that writer got that story and that credit for the week, which I think is better. I guess because I'm biased, of course. But sure. I didn't realize it's kind of neat because in a way, we have the finale coming up next. This episode, thank you, Kramer. We have
what was that?
That was Kramer yawning.
Oh, okay. I thought he handed you something.
So we have the finale coming up, next. But this episode, in a sense, is like the post Larry David crew finale of Seinfeld. That's a way to look at it.
Absolutely.
Because they all came together to write this final episode as a group before having, the old teacher come back.
Now, we brought this up in a previous episode, but there was the idea, floating around there, maybe we could go to New York and do an episode there, which, my God, should have done that for the finale, really. But apparently the city, New York City, was interested. Not sure how far the idea got, but logistics pretty much prevented it from happening. It's really tough to shoot in the city. I think Steve Corrin mentioned the idea on the commentary for this episode. The premise was Jerry, George, Elaine, and Kramer would basically do a walk and talk. They'd walk all of Manhattan from Battery Park to the Upper West Side, which would take a few hours, but great premise.
That seems like such a wonderful way to send off the show. I don't know how they'd be able to pull it off, but
and they could interact with people, like all of the characters on the way up.
It's a genius idea. But
I would still like to see a script by the writers, something on paper, and you could just, imagine it. But
they could still technically, as a reunion, do that. That'd be a good idea for a reunion show too, if they wanted to do that.
Yes.
Just have all the characters now reprise their roles and walk down, and then you meet a Kenny Banya or you meet a soup Nazi kind of down on his luck, working at a soup stand or something.
I love that. Yeah, and it could be like an hour long. It doesn't have to be, there doesn't have to be an audience. They could add some laugh tracks, I guess, but
it can be whatever you want it to be. Yeah, absolutely. So get Jerry on the phone. Where's Matthew Broderick?
I think at this point, I think we should have Jerry on speed dial. We've dedicated enough to his show.
Number one.
Yeah. But some story inspiration for this week. What we got was the Puerto Rican Day Parade. I think that idea of being stuck in a parade came from Dave Mendel. And he says this on the commentary, which I don't think many people understood at the time, but this episode has nothing to do with Puerto Rico. It's really just the idea of parades in New York. I don't remember. It might have been the Pride Parade, Vinny, but didn't we get stuck in a parade a couple of years ago?
We did go to the Pride Parade, and it was tough to finagle our way through at times.
I think actually we went to the Hulu apartment in the morning.
Oh, was that the same weekend?
I think it was the same day, and then we did the Pride Parade afterwards because we were in the West Village.
That was a long day.
But I remember there was a moment where, I was doing my thing, like where I walk ahead and I'm trying to map out the area. But I remember, just getting turned around, cops telling us, nope, you can't go that way, you have to go around, and it's just a mess. And it's even tougher in your car. The George storyline came from, I think it was Steve Corrin. He was at the movies and some jackass had a laser pointer. Does this ever happen to you?
I've seen them more. I've seen them at like a concert.
Oh, okay.
Some jackass has a laser pointer.
I remember in high school, like around the time this episode aired, it being sort of like a thing that people would do, which was never funny. It was just irritating. Recently, though, here in Jersey, I did go to a movie and someone whipped out a laser pointer, which
He's bringing it back.
Not only annoying, it was more confusing. Like, wait, that's a thing? Like, people still do this?
Well, I know people have them for their cats, and I have one for Kramer, which he likes to chase the red dot. Hey, red dot! But they're not as like in vogue as they were in the late '90s or early 2000s.
But another bit of inspiration for the George storyline this week, having a zinger, real zinger for the movie Blimp. Apparently, a bunch of the writers went to go see the Sandra Bullock movie While You Were Sleeping.
Okay.
I think it was Bill Pullman.
Yes.
Yeah. At the end of the movie, Sandra Bullock's character asks, "Do you know what true love is?" And someone in the back of the theater went, "Yes!" And everyone cracked up. Like, it was the funniest part of the movie.
Yeah.
And so that kind of inspired the whole "That's Gotta Hurt." And I can't think of a specific moment, but I mean, we've all been in movies where some wise guy has a pretty funny line.
I have yet to be in a movie where somebody yelled out a zinger that
as good as "That's Gotta Hurt"
or yes. But I mean, George did encounter this before in was it the opposite when the two guys behind him were like,
"Why don't you take your top off?"
Well, he's like, "Hey, why don't you stick his tongue down his throat?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Bubble Boy.
What are you getting at? So yeah, people shout out stuff at Star Wars, didn't they?
Oh, I think we were, when we saw Force Awakens, there was like 30 minutes of previews, and someone yelled out like, "For sake!" Like, it just kept going and going.
Yeah.
But some production trivia. This was not filmed in front of a studio audience. I think that's pretty obvious. And there wasn't enough street space on the CBS Studio Center lot, so production moved to the Universal Studios backlot. And I think you might recognize some of the streets or some of the brownstones. If we go back to the rye, I think they went to Paramount to film the scene, where Jerry's throwing the rye bread up to George. But going back to that CBS Studio Center, this is like the main street that we see on Seinfeld. If you ever get to see a wide shot, it's not that big.
Right.
The sidewalk's pretty small. There's maybe, like a dozen storefronts. So they really couldn't sell this idea of a traffic jam in a city, hence Universal Studios. The entire episode was really difficult to film. It was really tough to match the lighting. There was, I think there were some storms. The weather was extremely hot, really muggy. So they really just had a tough time overall putting this episode together. Even editing it was really tough with continuity and whatnot. But the entire crew made T-shirts for this episode to kind of, memorialize the shooting. And it featured a silhouette of the New York skyline with the words, "See you around, jackass." So something nice came out of it. A nice T-shirt, I guess. Something also kind of cool about filming this episode at Universal Studios, the paparazzi were out in full force since this is around the time that Seinfeld was ending production. They were filming the final episode. There were helicopters, just flying around the studio trying to get pictures of them filming, and hence why you might get a lot of ADRs this week. But the paparazzi posted photos of this episode, assuming this was the finale. Mm-hmm. So kind of funny how everyone was, kind of out for like, oh, what are they going to do? Like, what does Jerry and Larry have in store for the last episode of Seinfeld?
When you think about it, though, wow, they're on Universal. Like, the crew is doing something different. It seems like it could be finale-esque because it seems grand, Mm-hmm. And just think of what if Seinfeld ended and the last episode was the Puerto Rican Day? You know what I mean? Like, it seems like they're going out with somewhat of a bang.
Yeah, maybe not. It's not like a very funny episode, but yeah, scope is definitely there. Now, onto the controversy for this week. I'm sure everyone knows what we're talking about. There's a scene where Kramer accidentally sets a Puerto Rican flag on fire, and he decides to stomp it out on the sidewalk, and it looks like he's, hating on Puerto Rico. But, there's a lot of stories. You can read about them online, but, Jerry was reported as saying that people were upset about this episode before it even aired. Just the name of the episode, people were kind of like on guard for it to be mocking their culture or mocking their day in New York.
Exactly, yeah.
I've actually got a quote here from Jason Alexander from The Inside Look, where he actually shares his thoughts about the episode and just kind of how disappointed he was, how it was received.
If you don't see the irony and the humor in having him be responsible for a burning flag, then you've just missed the point. And I just kept thinking, this is so sad that they're so oversensitized that they just don't get the joke. It's not a shot at anybody. If it's a shot on anybody, it's a shot on Kramer. And it was, it was the second to last episode, so it was really a sad thing to have that sort of downer happen towards the very end.
Oh yeah, it's totally Kramer being the doofus here. In no way is he, is he ragging on the Puerto Rican people. In fact, prior to the flag being burned, he's saying how wonderful a time he's having. He has the flag wrapped around his back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's enjoying himself. But, just like any issue like this, I'm never going to be the guy to tell someone you can't be offended or how to feel. People feel the way they feel. But yeah, to kind of back up what Jason was saying there, it's a shame when people can't really understand who's the one being mocked. I mean, we love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I'm always amazed at how that show, it's not a perfect track record, but how well they're able to balance controversial topics. But
yeah, they do stuff much crazier than what Seinfeld did, and you hardly hear about it, right?
But it's always designed that the gang, they're the idiots, you know what I mean? They're the people you're laughing at. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think most comedy writers understand that, but the audience won't always feel that way. Despite all of the controversy and protesting and negative attention this episode got, there is sort of a happy ending to it all. And we actually have a clip here from George Shapiro, who has been Jerry's manager for the past, 40 years, telling a story here that doesn't get much attention.
Jerry, after the series ended, went to the Broadhurst Theater in Manhattan to do his show called I'm Telling You for the Last Time, which was a stand-up show on Broadway, culminating in his HBO special, I'm Telling You for the Last Time. And they protested across the street from the stage door every night. Jerry Seinfeld is a racist. It was like a big protest. He was getting death threats. It was getting serious. We had security. We had plainclothes policemen there. And the last show, which is the one that went out live to HBO, it was a great show, and Jerry was exhilarated. He felt he did the best of all the shows for the full week. And he comes out of the stage door, and across the street are the protesters. And before anyone can notice, Jerry strides across the street with his long strides, goes up to the guy, shakes his hand. The guy smiles at him. He shook a couple of people, and it sort of diffused the whole thing. And but the cops and the detectives, they flipped out. All of a sudden, he was there talking to these guys, and that sort of diffused the whole thing, and it ended up not to be a controversy anymore, especially since there was no ill intent.
I gotta say, I never heard this story from George Shapiro, and what a wonderful way in which he told it. It was so sweet to hear him kind of recount this, and it was a charming little way to see Jerry kind of diffuse, I guess is the right word, the situation.
Of course, it doesn't make everything okay, but it's just nice to hear that there was some sort of resolution to the protesting. Mm-hmm. I didn't really have much to say about the controversy other than that. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No.
So we're on episode 176, and you've done that for years.
I keep doing it.
No. Is that from something?
I think it's Jerry. I think George and Jerry are in Rava's apartment, and he's like, "Do you want tea and sugar, or sugar and milk or whatever?" He's like, "No." Right?
Okay, all right.
I think that's what I got it from.
I've just wondered because, all the years of doing this show, I'm like, what is that from? What is he? Is he quoting someone?
Let's pull out the clip.
Okay. No. You can go back to that episode.
I'm making you do more work.
All right. Well, first scene of the episode, we're on the highway here. The gang is driving back from a Mets game, which they left early because the team was getting shellacked 9-0. And go from 9-0. Does that work?
Worse.
Okay. We learned something here about Bob Sacamano, which is interesting. This might be the last mention of Bob. He made a fortune off of those paddles with the ball and the rubber band.
Yeah, he came up with the idea for the rubber band. Before that, people would just hit the ball and it would fly away.
Mm-hmm. And not sure if you or many of the listeners can relate to this. George complains about his stomach hurting from some nachos at the stadium. But Elaine's like, wait, I thought you just said you were hungry.
It's complicated.
Can you relate to this?
I especially identify with this because I'm going through sort of a chubbing phase right now.
Mm-hmm.
And just put it in there, what you got in front of me, I will eat. And
despite the stomach pains, you're like, oh, I could have a little bit of that.
Sure. Oh, and I also want to point out, I side with Jerry here when he seems to be the only one that wanted to stay at the game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a completionist or completist. I want to see the entire game, even if my team's getting blown out. We paid to go in, for nice seats and the experience. I like to stay for the full game.
Right on. I can relate. I'm not a big sports guy, but whenever I go to the movies, I've been with friends who are like, oh, let's leave. This movie's terrible. And I'm like, no, you got to stay for the whole thing.
That's like Larry.
Oh, did he say that?
He said in Curb.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I go down with the ship.
I remember seeing Speed 2 Cruise Control. Another Sandra Bullock movie.
That girl from the bus.
Yeah. And my sister being like, this is terrible. We have to leave. And I'm like, no, I got to see what happens.
I don't think I've ever walked out on a movie, to be honest.
Me either.
Good for you, Jack.
As they approach their exit, Jerry has trouble switching lanes because this guy driving a maroon Golf just boxes them in. But Jerry manages to get over, and the other guy gets mad, feels like Jerry cut him off, and he gives them the finger. Kramer's response to this finger?
Let's do a pressed ham under glass. One more thing. Going back to George's It's Complicated, he's referring to his digestive habits, of course.
And how he's full but hungry.
Wasn't there a cold open where they were at the urinal? Did he describe his urinary habits as being complicated as well? Or was it just, I got to see somebody? I thought he said it's complicated, but...
Oh, yeah, actually, maybe it's more I got to see somebody.
Is that what it is? Okay, so scratch that.
Yeah.
What's your problem? You want attention? You don't have to go to the bathroom. He wants attention.
Oh, okay.
Go in your pocket.
You're not feeding him, are you?
No.
Next scene, the gang has made it into the city, and while making their way to the west side, George talks about this movie he just saw about the Hindenburg. What's it called, Vinny?
Blimp. The Hindenburg story.
I think this is the last fake movie we get on Seinfeld.
Oh.
Despite the morose subject matter, George found this opportunity when the ship blows up. There's burning debris, bodies falling. This eerie silence settles over the airfield, and George shouted out, "That's gotta hurt!" And the whole place went nuts. Vinny, we kind of talked about, coming up with funny riffs in the theater, but this whole idea of George kind of owning a room and cracking people up, you can tie this to other episodes, can't you? I'm thinking of, got to end on that high note.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for me, everybody. Good night.
Yeah, that's one.
I don't know if this really counts, but, in the comeback, I think George, out of his humiliation and anger towards Riley, he really wanted to come up with a zinger or an insult to kind of win back the room.
Of course.
It's really important to him.
I'm actually ashamed of both myself and you because we did not come up with Jerry enjoying being the theater cut up when he dates what's her name? Lorelai?
Lorelai.
What's her name?
Valerie Hamilton.
Yeah, I during the previews I shouted out "must miss."
Yeah. So Jerry
I think
is
in that theater.
Jerry is the original theater cut up.
Well, he's a joke maker.
Tell him, Jerry.
Tell him, Jerry.
It's funny. You like these riffs. You know what a huge fan of Mystery Science Theater I am.
Oh yeah.
I would think I could maybe rope you into some Misty fandom.
You need to sit down with me. I'm not going to watch them on my own, but maybe when you visit me one of these days, sit me down and we'll watch a couple.
Oh boy. Liz always says
brutal.
It's the best thing to put on when she needs to fall asleep because she always finds them so boring.
That's a compliment.
Well, Kramer notices that traffic is slowing down, and Jerry hears some music. George sees people carrying flags, and they all realize at once
it's the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
One take. As anyone knows, being in New York during a parade, certain streets and avenues are shut down, which makes driving impossible. So Kramer kind of stands up in the car to check out this street that's been turned into a parking lot.
Ooh, mucho tráfico.
I don't know if it would have helped them get out of this situation, but you know what they could have used? The car periscope.
Oh, well played.
Like, Jerry, you got an exit over here, you got an exit over there. It's stupid.
The way in which Kramer was directing Jerry, like, okay, go now. And Jerry, it's hard to act that you're going to change lanes and then not change lanes, you know? But Jerry's like turning with his whole head and he's like swerving the car. But I applaud him for giving it an effort to try and convey, I'm about to change a lane and then not do it.
Yeah, that's kind of an overlooked joke there because everyone can relate to that, right? I'll go now. No. Right, next scene, we're stuck in Jerry's car pretty much for the rest of the episode. Kramer explores the area on foot and reports back to Jerry's car saying that every Puerto Rican in the world is at the parade.
Well, it is our day.
Oh, wrong car. You know, it's a father, I think, and his 2 kids. It would have been so much better if they found, you know,
The
people
Puerto
who
Rican
look
versions of the
Jerry,
gang.
George, and Elaine.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Kind of similar to the Cuban embassy.
It's funny because I watched like the DVD cut on my computer, and when Kramer gets into the car, you can clearly see the daughter's head in the original shot. So you know he's already in the wrong car. Whereas I think for the 4x3, you didn't see it, you know, originally. Mm-hmm. And there's a great deleted line where, you know, once Kramer gets out of the car and leaves, the father says, "You see him? Stay in school, Manuel," referring to Kramer.
Right. Don't be like him. You kids stay in school. Anyways, back to Jerry's car. Jerry, George, and Elaine are listening to the Mets game on the radio.
And the Mets scored 2 in the 8th inning.
See, if we had stayed, we could have seen those runs.
Could have had some ice cream. That might have calmed down the nachos.
I'm gonna miss 60 minutes. You know, I hate to miss 60 minutes. It's part of my Sunday weekend wind down.
I don't know how you can unwind with that clock ticking. It makes me anxious.
Hey, gentlemen, I scouted it out. I think we can get out over there.
Because that's a one-way street coming this way. Besides, how am I going to get all the way over there?
Just inch over. You'll worm your way.
Just do it, Jerry. Ugh, it's exhaust. I'm gonna throw up.
You know, you should make yourself throw up.
Huh?
You know you're going to.
All right, I'm worming.
Hey, Jerry, you know who the Grand Marshal is of this thing? None other than Miss Chita Rivera.
They're not letting me in.
My hand is out.
Well, I think we're going to need more than a hand. They have to see a human face.
Sure you want his face?
No. It was Maria Conchita Alonso.
This guy's giving me the stare ahead.
Stare ahead. I hate that. I use it all the time.
Look at me! I am man! I am you! All right, he's letting you in. Thank you.
Oh, I know who it is. Stacy Keach.
One more lane to go.
All right, we're here.
Oh, look who's here. My old buddy, Black Saab.
Maroon Golf.
Where you going, Black Saab? You seem to be a tad askew.
Could you move your car back a little?
Oh, sorry. I seem to have cut you off.
All right, I think I know where this is going, and I am going somewhere else.
You can't do that. You can't just leave the group.
I've been trying to leave this group for 10 years. Vaya con Dios.
Dios. That's rude.
I assume Kramer doesn't know what Vaya con Dios means, right?
Doesn't appear so, does it?
Go with God, I guess, any variation of that. Maybe Kramer is just so anti-God, he doesn't want to hear it even mentioned.
Perhaps.
Any lines from that scene that you enjoy?
I love that we're, you know, in our penultimate Seinfeld episode, and we're still getting Seinfeld-isms. It's still given with the stare ahead.
Great term.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you got a little parade going on outside.
Yeah, I'm wearing gridlock over here in Alexandria.
It really depends on the mood I'm in. Sometimes I practice that, but I try to wave people in whenever I can because, I mean, from Jersey all the way down to D.C., it's just no one's looking out for anyone else but themselves. We learned something about Elaine here. She loves 60 Minutes. You know, it's part of her Sunday weekend wind down, which I think we can all relate to. Mine's usually HBO. Like, that's my go-to weekend wind down.
That's a good one. Well, because there's always the good TV on Sunday nights.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have one. Because I just put on reruns.
Oh, there you go. As a kid, it used to be Fox, I think. Like Simpsons, X-Files.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about Jason in the scene where he's like, look at me, I am man. After, Elaine is really the one that gets them through.
Yes,
George
of course.
is like, see, thank you. Creep. But enough with all the quoting here, Vinny. Let's talk about the guest star this week, who is
yes,
one for the books.
Maroon Golf, or Lamar, as he's known in the script. I think they do refer to him in the episode as Lamar.
Believe it or not, Kramer does call him Lamar.
But that is Mario Joyner. And, he's a comedian, good friend of Jerry's. We actually saw him open for Jerry at MSU, which is really cool.
And I think he still opens for him today.
Do you recall us, when he walked out on stage going, that's Maroon Golf?
Yeah, we were like, what the hell?
This is awesome.
Kiss me. Sorry.
Here, let me show you. I think, like Jerry, you can see him kind of smirk in some of these scenes, like when they're driving.
Oh, yeah.
Which I got a kick out of as well. And I just love when they bring in fellow comedians, just friends, to work on the show.
Especially
I think it really
a foil for Jerry is always great.
And we should also recall that we previously saw him in The Engagement. He and Jerry were walking out of the theater discussing that underwater escape.
What about Harrison Ford falling out, firing back at the plane?
Now, that lends the question, my memory is shot, but did we mark him as a double dipper, or is this the same guy?
No, yeah, I'd say he's a double dipper.
Okay, because they're on such good terms now, or they were back in The Engagement.
Right.
Theater patrons sharing the joy of a new Harrison Ford flick, and now they seem to be real adversaries.
I think it could go either way. Like, maybe Jerry made a friend at the movie theater, and they just kind of parted ways after that. Maybe they were supposed to make a date to see another movie, and Jerry bailed on them, and
that could be it.
That's the feud here.
Now, there was some deleted dialogue that would shed some light onto this supposed beef that Maroon Golf and Jerry had. Lamar said, "The fact remains, I had a plate of pasta on my front seat that is now on the floor." And Jerry says that he shouldn't have been eating and driving. And Lamar responds, "I was letting it cool." So perhaps while they were driving, not only did, I guess, Jerry cut him off or something, but Lamar had some pasta on the seat. So I don't know. I find it odd that Lamar, Maroon Golf would have that.
It's funny, actually. Just a couple of days ago, I was running late to go see Avengers. I had to get in line, and I'd eat my dinner on the way, and it was sort of a similar situation. Like, I had the takeout container on the passenger seat, and, eating at red lights and whatnot. So I take it you don't do this, probably, right?
Oh, I love to eat and drive, but it's just hard to. I have done it when I get the Whole Foods takeout. I've tried, tried to rush and have a fork. I know it's dangerous. Shouldn't do it.
I'm on my phone. I'm shaving.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite parts from this scene is when Kramer is trying to figure out who the who is it? The Grand Marshal. First of all, Jerry would even care. He's like, Jerry, you know who the Grand Marshal of this thing is? None other than Miss Cheetah Rivera. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. It was Maria Conchita Alonso. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope. Stacy Keach. And funny thing is, the only person out of that group that even has Puerto Rican descent is Cheetah Rivera. I guess her father was Puerto Rican. Okay. But no one else.
I don't recognize. I know. I've kind of heard of those names, but I don't really know them, so I can't place them.
You might know Stacy Keach. He's been in. I mean, God, he's got to be in his 90s, I would think, by now. But he's been in a ton of stuff.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
And Maria Conchita Alonso. She was in. Did you ever see Predator 2 with Danny Glover?
Yeah,
but she's in that. I think she's the cop in that.
Okay.
And yeah. Go to IMDb, whatever.
Okay.
Where are we now? Jerry basically is so upset that Elaine left the group, and what a fabulous line here right before the finale. Elaine saying, "I've been trying to leave this group for 10 years."
Oh, man. See, that makes me sad.
Oh, Doesn't it fit in with the Elaine character though, with that Bizarro Jerry storyline? Just trying to get away from these guys.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But Jerry's upset that Elaine leaves, and of course George does the same thing. He sees a nearby theater is playing Blimp, so he can do that stupid line, and he even argues to Jerry, like, me yelling out that zinger, it's just a performance. It's just like what Jerry does.
It's not what I do.
Isn't it?
Maybe a little. Ah, hell, I guess it is. Jerry's owning up to it now.
We were talking earlier about, other storylines or other ideas for this episode, like the characters walking from, Battery Park to the Upper West Side, walking the whole island. Dave Mandel in the commentary said this is the moment where he feels like the episode goes in the wrong direction. He thinks it would have been much better and probably more challenging as a writer to keep all four characters together. Like, either keep them all in the car or, like, in the vicinity.
Yes. Yeah, it's interesting he says that, because I think it's neat they go on these little adventures that all four separate storylines, but if you keep them in the car, essentially it's just a Monks episode where they're just sitting talking for 22 minutes, which was kind of the point of that idea to have them walking and talking in New York, right?
Basically keeping the group together.
Yeah.
Because really this turns into, I mean, they interact, but Elaine is really off on her own adventure for most of the episode.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like that challenge. And you mentioned Monks, but it kind of reminds me of the Chinese restaurant. You know how they're all waiting for a table?
Oh, yes.
And Kramer wasn't in that episode, so it would have been kind of cool to see, all
Kramer
four of
have
them.
a crack at it.
Yeah. Anywho, let's cut over to like Elaine's adventure here. She finds a cab stuck in traffic, and as they inch up the avenue, she notices like a dog being walked that has that thing where the ears get flipped inside out.
Hey, fold your dog's ears back.
There you go. Does this happen to Kramer?
Oh, he has floppy ears that always fold inside out, and he will shake them back, but we usually fix them for him because we're like, Kramer, you look terrible, and I fix his ears.
Take care of yourself. Well, after a while, Elaine can't sit in traffic anymore, so she just pays the cabbie and starts walking home. And of course, traffic breaks up, the cab starts moving, and she waves him down again.
Where to?
That's cute. That's very cute. So basically the joke here is traffic, prevents them from driving. Elaine gets out, and then she runs after the cab when it starts moving. I like this cabbie. He's got a funny line or two in this episode.
Oh yeah, that's Dayton Calley who plays the cabbie. He was in Sons of Anarchy, Deadwood, and I happen to see that he's in an episode of It's Like You Know as well.
Oh, cool. Anywho, next scene, we're at the movie theater. George finds a seat next to two women in this, packed theater. You can tell he can't wait to deliver his line and just kill the room. However, there's this red dot bouncing around the screen. And turns out one of the patrons has one of those hilarious laser pointers.
Ugh.
And George is now worried my zinger won't be as funny. So later he approaches the laser guy at the concession stand. And he kind of plays dumb, almost starstruck. Are you the guy with that funny laser?
The laser's not funny. I'm funny.
Zing. And George tries to explain, this jokey line he wanted to try out during the explosion scene. Maybe this guy could leave him a little window, but I think at this point the guy has already turned away from George. He's ignoring him.
I feel like George is trying to be so diplomatic and just delicate with this situation. Just a little window. And yeah, you're right. The guy's not having any of it.
This guy, the character of the laser guy, bugs the hell out of me, especially when he orders the food. He's like, I got a box of those and one of those.
I know. What a schmuck, huh? What does he get? RC Cola? I didn't catch what
like
candy
M&M's
got.
maybe, or maybe you got those Crunch Bites you like so much.
Ooh, the Nestle. And George, when talking to the laser guy, says that his aunt had a thing removed with a laser. So could that be none other than Aunt Baby?
Could be. Could be.
Maybe that's why we lost Aunt Baby. She died young, a botched laser surgery.
Also, his mom got an eye job. There might have been a laser there.
True, laser beam.
Isn't Lasix a laser?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody was telling me about that recently, about what goes into it. Ooh, that's scary. More power to you if you can. I couldn't handle it.
This actor who plays the laser guy, he's a stand-up comedian, I read.
Yes, his name's Tom Agna, and the script has him as Gary, the laser pointer guy. But I don't know what he's been in. I didn't see anything.
I found a clip of him on Conan.
Oh, cool.
10 years ago. Yeah, funny guy.
Did he have a laser pointer?
No laser pointer. But something I did notice that this character Gary has in the scene, he has glasses hanging from his neck. Did you notice those?
I didn't.
So it looks like they have the side shields. Mac wears glasses like this.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of sort of turn of the century glasses, people exploring the Arctic would wear.
Sure.
But I wondered what that was all about. Was that the stand-up comedian this would be funny? Or I was wondering too, does this somehow tie into George wearing sunglasses later? Okay, so Kramer or Jerry tells George, aren't you worried about the laser getting between the glasses and your eye, going to go back and forth, getting faster and faster?
Maybe
the side shields would prevent that. I don't know.
That's a good point. Good call, Stan. Maybe there was a banded storyline in which George got a laser pointer of his own and fought this guy, dueling laser pointers.
I like that.
There is one gripe I actually have with this scene, and I want to ask you if you think it's intention or is it just the way the actresses, the two women who sit next to George, they are so cheesy in the delivery of their lines. What is that, a dot? And then the woman too goes, oh, I think someone has one of those funny laser pointers.
He's funny.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I think that's the point. The whole episode, even Jerry's hey, is that a laser pointer? No one likes them. They're not funny. But of course, for George, everyone loves them.
I should point out, though, the woman that the first lady, number one, played by Monica Allison, she says, what is that dot? She was in The Doll as a stewardess.
Yeah, she's the one that makes Jerry put his suitcase with the barbecue sauce bottles in it in the overhead and crushes it.
Two double dippers in the same episode.
I like it.
We need a double dipping sound effect.
Well, I used to have the clip, you double dip the chip.
No, but I want to hear like a nugget going into barbecue sauce. I want to hear that.
So you want to hear a gross, squishy,
like a little flatulence on the end of it.
What the hell? All right, let's get over to Jerry's car. They're listening to the game on the radio.
Quite a comeback for the New York Mets. 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th.
I gotta see this game. If it wasn't for this guy, we could get out of here.
Traffic killer, ain't it?
You want to get out of here? Here's what we do. We leave the car here. We take the plates off. We scratch a serial number off the engine block, and we walk away.
Walk away?
You've got insurance. You tell them that the car was stolen, and then you get another one free.
Isn't there a deductible?
All right, what is your deductible?
I don't know.
Yes, because they've already deducted it.
From what?
The car, which we're leaving. So the net is 0. See, you pocket the money, if there is any, and you get a new car.
We're not leaving the car.
All right. If you refuse to grow up and scam your insurance company, you'll have to work this out with Maroon Golf.
Absolutely not. He sped up.
Swung on, lined hard toward left center field. That's in the gap. That's a base hit.
I'm ready to talk.
I wanted to play this clip because this whole conversation about, what's your deductible? They've already deducted it from the car. Mm-hmm. This is all feels like carryover from the package conversation.
Yes.
With write-offs, and you don't know what a write-off is.
They're the ones writing it off. Yeah, Michael Kramer being so overconfident, being ahead of the curve, and yet he couldn't be further from the truth.
Yes, great stuff.
It's great.
We're going to move a little quickly here over to the movie theater again. The big explosion scene is coming up, and George is getting kind of anxious since the laser guy is still doing his thing. And it doesn't help that he can overhear the two women next to him.
Hey, there's that laser guy again. He's funny.
I never meet anyone funny.
I know. A sense of humor is so much more important to me than looks or hair.
That's gotta hurt! It's gotta hurt! Hurt! Because... Ah! Damn you, laser guy! You had to grab it all with your lowbrow laser shtick! You're just a prop comic! Where's the craft?
Look, it's on the bald guy.
I am so glad we came to the showing.
Now, why'd I have to say bald guy? Couldn't I just say the guy with glasses? Huh?
Hey, look, it's that Italian bald guy who's a pharmacist.
There you go. Probably among the more awkward moments in Seinfeld, would you say?
Oh, yeah. When there's that, gotta hurt. Because,
yeah, the second gotta hurt, followed by the pause, hurt! And nothing. It's cringy.
Damn you, laser guy.
Yeah, and the fact that these two are kind of like going back on, where's the craft? Lowbrow laser stick, like he's accusing him of being a prop comic versus somebody who just crafts their jokes.
I think Ronnie K would disagree with him there.
That's right. His nostrils will be flaring with rage.
Yeah, so poor George this episode. I know how you like George to kind of win one.
Yeah.
But, Frogger machine destroyed, getting harassed by the laser guy.
It's called homeostasis, so this is where George belongs.
Let's cut back to Jerry's car. Kramer acts as a mediator of sorts between Jerry and Maroon Golf. We should mention, in case there are any people out there who have Matt moments like myself, I didn't know what a Maroon Golf was when I first watched this episode.
Okay.
I didn't get it, but yeah, Golf is a Volkswagen vehicle, right?
True story. Yep.
Are Golfs still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Well, Kramer's acting as the mediator between Jerry, Black Sabbath, and Maroon Golf, and he comes back to Jerry with the terms.
Okay, here's the deal. He wants you to acknowledge that you cut him off with an I'm sorry wave.
What's that?
Raise the hand, lower the head. I'm sorry. The buttons are really big on the car. I don't understand it. I haven't read the manual. Ooh. You get my drift.
Okay.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. But I'll take it.
Yes. All right, Lamar, back it up a little bit so we can get out now.
All right. Last and finally getting out of here.
What's that on your forehead?
It's probably chocolate.
Is that one of those laser pointers?
Hey, Jerry, crank up the Floyd. It's a George Laserium.
All right, stop it. Stay away from my breast. Just.
See you around, Maroon Golf. And by the way, that was an I'm not sorry wave.
What was that?
I'm glad I cut you off because Black Star rules. So long, jackass. Elaine?
Jerry?
Jackass. So I'm a jackass now.
I love this inclusion of Jackass peppered throughout the rest of the episode.
And if you can't tell from that clip, Elaine's cab and a few other cars, they've driven down the one-way street preventing Jerry's escape.
Mm-hmm. Kramer's stipulations, what his demands are, I think is wonderful. I haven't read the manual. Ooh. You get my drift. And then Lamar mocking Jerry's, raising the hands.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
But what I really took from this clip, or what I like the most, is when George is having when he's getting laser assaulted, he says, "All right, stop it. Stay away from my breasts. Chest." Is there a little Freudian slip there? Or just a call back to the doorman, a la Bro Manzier?
There are a lot of callbacks to other episodes this week. That's one of them.
They're subtle.
Mm-hmm.
So subtle.
Right.
And another awkward moment in which, so long, jackass. So I'm a jackass now. Is Lamar going to get out of the car? Are they going to have words? What's going to happen?
That's the best thing about these two is they never come to blows or confront each other. It's just they stay in their cars and they just yell insults at each other.
That's the way it should be.
And I love Jerry's immaturity here of just being like, oh, by the way, that was an I'm not sorry wave.
Yes.
It's so petty.
It's one of those neener moments.
Mm-hmm. We get an act break, and when we come back, we're in Jerry's apartment. Nothing's really happening there, so let's cut back to the parade.
Okay.
Jerry.
So, hey, I got to call you on a gaffe you had last week. You said that was the last show that took place in Jerry's apartment. Wrong.
Can we get a new co-host in here anytime?
Oh,
we got one episode left. We're going to get him out of here. Well, back to the parade. Jerry's trying to direct traffic out of the one-way street, and he tries doing like a countdown, but it's hard to get everyone's attention.
Hey, amigo, are you paying attention?
Buenos dias, my friend.
Not you, the guy in the amigo.
That's like Jerry doing impression of Jerry. Like,
yeah,
the guy in the amigo.
I kind of hand it up.
No, he does it himself.
Oh, well, good. Nick.
Yeah. So in the cab, Elaine sees that they're stuck indefinitely and decides this is as good as it gets.
Well, here is good.
Oh, yeah, sure. And now I'm gonna be stuck here. But you knew the way to go. You went to college.
Hey, I went to Tufts. That was my safety school. So don't talk to me about hardship.
So I gotta admit, I had a little Matt moment here. I never knew where Tufts was. I always knew that was Elaine's safety school, but I always assumed it was up north somewhere. But I learned Massachusetts.
Right. Yeah, like
there
Boston area.
But you know, some of those schools, like there's no, Michigan State, or there's nothing to tell you exactly where it is. Like Rutgers was always another college I didn't know, which happens to be in your hometown, or you're not hometown, you're
not
current
hometown,
town.
yeah, but near me, yeah.
There you go. I'm an idiot.
The funny thing here, though, I guess, is Elaine is very smart, and Tufts is a great school, but it's like she just wasn't good enough. You know what I mean? That bar was set so high.
But I don't know if other Seinfeld fans will relate, but when I first was watching the show and then starting to get acquainted with reruns, this was always like one of the first trivia questions or trivia bits that I picked up on was, oh, Elaine went to Tufts, for college. So I don't know if anybody else kind of experienced that too.
Oh, for sure.
But also, I recall that Jerry, I think, mentioned in one episode that she attended the finest finishing schools on the Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah, that was something I had a tough time grappling with back in, I don't know, season 4 or whatever. I never realized that Elaine had this privileged upper class upbringing.
I'm thinking of her in her equestrian attire when she's working for Mr. Pitt.
Right.
She's doing a bit of shopping.
Sure. There's a moment in that clip where the taxi driver, I forget the actor's name, but he's like, yeah, sure, now I'm going to be stuck here. It always reminds me of Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you could pick up on that in the audio.
You went to college. Yeah, of course. I get it, too.
Okay.
I'm there.
Well, Elaine rejoins the group briefly, as do George and Kramer, who, I love this, they're getting into the festive mood. They've got some churros, and George is concerned that he's still being harassed by the laser guy, especially if the laser, hits the eye. He can't be blind, Vinny. The blind are courageous. But apparently, Kramer, of course, is an expert on eye safety. What does he say?
You'll be fine as long as it doesn't hit you right in the pupil, because then the whole thing will go up like the Death Star.
Feels like a Dave Mandel line, right?
Oh, it does. Resident nerd Dave Mandel.
And big Star Wars fan, right? With I wonder if he came up with the Dustin Hoffman thing, or there's a couple other... Well, there's that one early on, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, Dave Mandel was probably a wee lad then, so... But also, Kramer is a Juilliard-trained medical doctor. Oh, he's a dermatologist, though, so this is out of his scope of practice.
The laser eventually lands right between George's eyes, so he's kind of left standing there, frozen, while Kramer, as you said, walks off in search of the bathroom, and Jerry says, oh, hey, there's the soda guy.
Hey, jackass! Give me a Diet Dr. Pepper!
All right. I love the specific Diet Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah. It's become a staple of Seinfeld food. Whenever you have a Seinfeld party, that's one of the staples.
Well, next scene, we're at like a set of bleachers, and Elaine is shuffling and squeezing. Everyone's squeezing and shuffling her way through the dense crowd lining the streets, and she finds herself stuck with this group of people who are also stuck. You've got an old couple, a twitchy, nervous businessman, a priest, and a pregnant woman.
and an old man fashioning a kayak out of a log.
What?
No.
So Elaine lifts a tarp and sees this long, dark path leading under a set of bleachers. And the group is scared, so she gives this little inspirational speech. And she actually gets some support from the priest here, who's like, oh, this could be a sign from God, right?
Well, yeah, only she saw the flap.
So the group goes for it and disappears under the nylon flap. Vinny, before you get into the actors who play these characters, I wanted to just talk about one of them real quick. I'm so excited to see this guy in Seinfeld. I wish he got a better role. I think he deserved a meatier role. Maybe someone like down in the like Florida community, Del Boca Vista or something. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about James Karen, who plays Mr. Canterman. He's the older man who has a wife in this scene. This guy is still alive. He's 94. One of my all-time favorite movie performance of his is in a movie called Return of the Living Dead, which I'm sure a few of our listeners know about, but just Google this guy on YouTube and watch some of his scenes. His performance is insane. As a kid watching that movie, it was like somewhere between hilarious and terrifying. But yeah, just one of these people you're like, oh, you got him for Seinfeld, and you didn't give him like a cooler role than just man or whatever it was on the call sheet.
I don't know this actor nor the movie, but yeah, it seems like it's a very straight man, or there's nothing quirky about his character's forgettable, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. He's also in Poltergeist. He's the guy who's responsible for, building the houses on this the cemetery and just moving the headstones, not the bodies.
All right.
You didn't move the bodies. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
In addition to James Karen, we have his wife, Mrs. Canterman, who's played by Mimi Cozzens. Tom Dahlgren plays the priest, and then Allison Martin plays Lucy, the pregnant woman. And then last but not least, and probably my favorite member of this gang is none other than casting director himself, Mark Hirschfeld, who is credited as Ellis, the panicky man.
Yeah, he's like that cliche, twitchy guy. He kind of reminds me of the guy in Die Hard who is named Ellis, I think.
Oh, maybe that's a little tribute to him, huh?
Could be. I mean, this whole journey under the bleachers is sort of an homage to the Poseidon Adventure with Gene Hackman. But I don't know, the name Ellis, that just seems like a big coincidence, right?
I think his alternate name was Alex.
Oh yeah, but they sound too similar.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, next scene. We're somewhere else in the city. Kramer is searching for a bathroom, but he keeps seeing signs and windows reading restrooms for customers only, which we kind of talked about this earlier. Another callback of sorts, right? This sounds familiar.
LD as the kiosk vendor. What do you call this place? The little shop?
Yeah, no, just like a guy in a store saying customers only.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
So we're talking about in the pilot when Kramer auditioned for the role of Kramer and gets a... I don't know, what happened? He had to go to the bathroom, and he misses his chance looking for an available toilet. And
he got mugged.
Yes. He has to use the dreaded apparatus. But in this storyline, Kramer sees a sign advertising an apartment for sale. So he takes out a pair of old glasses, buttons his coat, and...
Yes, I'm interested in the apartment.
Yes, come in. I'm Christine Neihart.
Ooh, delicious to meet you.
Did the broker send you over?
Yes, most likely. Yes, I'm H.E. Pennypacker. I'm a wealthy industrialist and philanthropist and a bicyclist. And, yes, I'm looking for a place where I can settle down with my peculiar habits and the women that I frequent with. Mombasa.
The asking price is $1.5 million.
Oh, I spend that much on aftershave. Yes, I buy and sell men like myself every day. Now, I assume that there's a waterfall grotto?
No.
How about a bathroom?
It has 4.
Yes, and where would the absolute nearest one be?
Just down the hall.
You guys can't see it, but go back and revisit this scene because it's amazing. You see casual Cosmo Kramer on the street, untucked, having a good time eating churros. Then when there's that reveal of him as the wealthy industrialist, he's got the shirt buttoned all the way to the top, tucked in, glasses. He really does look like a businessman. I don't want to do business with him.
Or a bicyclist, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we see the return of H.E. Pennypacker, who we met back in the Millennium. And
Machu Picchu.
It makes you wonder, like, which alias do you think of with Kramer? Do you think more H.E. Pennypacker, or do you think, Van Nostrand, some sort of doctor character?
Or actor?
Yes, doctor/actor.
Well, I think he can go both ways. So he's basically a two-face in terms of aliases.
Right. I think last time he was... What was it? He... was he going to build, like... something about a silver mine, and then he was going to construct a roller coaster instead?
Yep.
But this time, he's just looking for a place to settle down. One of my favorite lines, I can never use it, it never works, the Mombasa.
Great. How about him claiming that he can buy and sell men like himself every day?
Yeah.
Hey,
it's a very dark line, but I like that.
I think Frank utters a line similar to that at one point.
Does he?
I could buy him a bra salesman. I could buy him a sell like that.
Oh, right. Okay.
And also, Helen Carey plays this realtor who has a full name, which is always cool. Christine Neihart.
Right. That's named after the script supervisor on Seinfeld.
Aha.
Which I guess makes sense. Anytime we've, learned a first and full name, especially like this character who doesn't really factor into the plot all that much, you just have to assume it's someone's name on the crew.
Well, have you ever tried to make up a name? It's so hard. It always sounds fake, and then
sounds made up.
Exactly, Todd Gack. So why not use somebody you know?
Yeah.
I always remember when we were in college and you said you were writing a script. You always said you wanted to use my name for one of your characters. Always made me feel a couple inches taller.
Yeah, I did. I forgot about that. I did use your name.
I don't remember like a
your
computer
full name or just Vinnie. I'm not sure.
Whatever.
Forgot all about it.
Oh, the character died, right?
No, I think he made it. Or what's the Jerry line? They made it. No,
he got it.
All right, back to the bleachers. The group is filthy, covered in food and drinks that have fallen down through the cracks. And as they struggle through the tight spaces, we learn that the pregnant woman is not married. And I love how Elaine really respects that, and then immediately turns to the old couple. Guess who's not married?
Is the boyfriend still in the picture?
That kind of is, I don't know, similar to the hot tub when...
Of course.
She has that neighbor, and she tells Jerry that the guy just walked out on her, or whatever.
Took off.
She's kind of gossipy with the
Very
single
gossipy.
moms out there.
Yeah.
Sadly, we lose someone on this harrowing journey. The priest has a bad hip and tells Elaine to go on without him.
No, I won't.
Leave me, you must.
All right, take it easy. All right, we can move faster without Father O'Gimpy.
I heard that.
I can hear you.
Should this have been Father, what's his name? Father Curtis?
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they could have brought him back.
I mean, New York only has like one or two priests, so.
Or the priest from El Salvador.
Oh, yeah.
Dios mío. Oh, is it Dios mío or El Diablo?
I think it's Vio con Dios.
Okay.
All right, next scene, we're back at Jerry's car, and Jerry's trying to enjoy his soda while Maroon Golf is just like in the background making fun of him. Mm. And what does he say? He's like, I don't think I've ever seen a man drive a Saab convertible. Still haven't.
Oh.
It's Jerry channeling his inner George, I guess.
Or he's stealing his hose.
Yeah. George has figured out how to deal with the red dot. He's bought these mirrored aviator sunglasses so he can kind of scope out where the laser guy might be.
What if it gets in the side? Wouldn't it bounce back and forth between your cornea and the mirror? Faster and faster, getting more and more intense?
All right.
Notice the aviators aren't quite sitting flush on George's face. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
They don't fit him right.
He should wear the goggles that he found when he's tunneling to the center of the air.
Boom.
Go with Jerry's glasses. Like, as soon as Seth gets a new job, you and Kramer are back in there with the red supernova.
Yes, that's it. That's right. Those would be good too.
So George rips off the sunglasses and he runs away like he's swatting at a bee. He was running from a bee. Meanwhile, Kramer has really gotten into the Puerto Rican spirit. He's got the nation's flag draped across his shoulders. He's soaking up the sights, the sounds, the hot, spicy flavor of it all.
It's caliente, Jerry.
See,
Again,
this is good. This is Kramer loves the Puerto Rican day, right?
Well, I can't help but think during the Chinese woman, Elaine says, "Isn't that a little racist?" What is Jerry's response?
If I like their race, how can that be racist?
That's all NBC needed to release back in the 98 to compete with these protests.
Well, but again, the flag is all in one piece right now. So.
Don't watch that. No, don't watch that part.
Okay. Well, Jerry's excited to hear on the radio that the Mets got men on base, and he learns that Kramer actually watched some of the game at the apartment for sale. So Jerry makes his way up there, and what name does he use?
Kel Varnson.
What a great callback. I didn't realize this, but Jerry has only used this alias once.
For the latex and latex-related salesman stuff?
Vandalay Industries, back in The Boyfriend.
Kel Varnson's biggie.
But Jerry has had a few other aliases. Slappy White.
Oh, yes. What else?
Is that it? I guess Cable Boy, but that was Kramer's nickname for him.
That's not. I'm not buying that one. What else? He's got to have more, right?
Jerry Dingleberry.
Sign smelled.
Well, the realtor is trying to show Jerry the place, and Jerry's just planted himself in front of the TV.
Buck, how's that a buck? You have any snacks? It's nice how sorry. It's I love how into it he is.
Yeah. Not being a huge baseball guy, I was wondering what a balk really is. I thought it had something to do with a fourth ball and you have to walk the batter.
Not even close.
Yeah, not even close.
So you know how the pitcher, when he throws to the plate, he has to have his foot. There's a little rubber piece on the mound. Mm-hmm. In order for him to start his windup, he has to have his foot on the rubber. So you can do a windup from the rubber, which is normal. But then if there's a runner on base, the pitcher goes into like I forget what it's called. Not a windup.
I watched the videos. It's basically like once the pitcher starts the pitch, he can't stop. And
exactly, yeah. But if he has to like take his foot off the rubber to throw to a base to try and get the runner on base out. But if he does it inappropriately, if he doesn't take his foot off the rubber and does that, then it's called a balk, and the runner gets to proceed to a base. Right. Oh man, my baseball knowledge is weak.
It's funny. I was watching some clips online of some balks, and
what a thriller that must have been.
Well, it was crazy. A lot of baseball games in the year, a lot of pitches being thrown, but it's just crazy how often it happens. But I guess, there's just so much pressure on the pitcher.
Sure.
He can't help but, mess up. Or maybe he's not even aware he's doing it.
You should watch, if you thought balks were interesting, watch some hidden ball tricks videos. They from time to time, they can still pull that off, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, the realtor is sort of annoyed at Jerry here and tells Kel that there is some other interest in the apartment from a wealthy industrialist.
Not Pennypacker.
You know him.
I wish I didn't. Brace yourself, madam, for an all-out bidding war. But this time, advantage Varnson.
This feels like just the writers trying to be as goofy as possible.
I kind of like it. I know. There's certain things that'll rub me the wrong way. This one doesn't. This rubs me right.
Penultimate episode here, Vinny. You can say something negative if you want.
No.
Next scene, we're back at Jerry's car, and George and Kramer are sitting.
What I should have done was no.
What's that from?
Billy Madison.
Okay, another Billy Madison.
When he throws remember when he throws the statue and he knocks out the secretary?
When Bradley Whitford? Yeah, that's one of his best roles.
Whoa, did you see that guy's balls? Yeah, they were weird looking.
All right, down to Jerry's car. George and Kramer are in the front seat, and George thinks he spotted the laser guy in the rearview mirror. So he plans to sneak up on him, and he kind of makes a smooth exit out of the car.
Now the hunted become the hunter.
Something we haven't talked about on the show in a while, the bloopers. They kind of, thinned out towards the final episodes here, but there was a blooper in this scene where, Jason slides out of the seat and he makes a noise on the leather, and you kind of hear like a And he's like, that was the seat. I didn't fart.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps going.
A lot of those fart jokes, but fart bloopers tend to pop in, and Michael will say, "Oh, you foo-fooed," or "You don't want them to think you foo-fooed on TV."
Or the patio furniture scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rusty. All right, over to the bleachers. Elaine and the other people are just covered in grime, grease, filth, funk, ooze, and make their way to the end of the bleachers. However, when Elaine lifts the tarp, all she sees is a brick wall.
We should be able to get across right through here.
It's a dead end.
Oh, no. I thought...
You thought? We're gonna die in the dark. I knew it. We're gonna die.
Get a hold of yourself! Come on. Sorry. Somebody! Help us!
Mira, there's a beach.
We're down here! Help!
There's people down there. Hold on!
Let us out. There's an unmarried pregnant woman down here. Don't judge me. Help us up so we can cross the street.
No, you can't cross here. It's a parade.
But we've come so far. We just want to unwind.
Yeah, what can I tell you?
Want to make out some more?
Oh, God! Let us out!
Matt, can I change my vote for which character I'd want to play on Seinfeld?
Oh, boy. Vinny, I know you want to play a pregnant woman. It's not going to happen, all right?
Ah, damn.
So many great little lines in this scene.
I like how Elaine said, "Let us out. There's an unmarried pregnant woman down here."
Don't judge me.
What do you like?
Oh, so much. Well, I love the whole stuff with Elaine and the businessman. Yeah,
sure.
Like the shoving. Oh, and then everyone's like, "Oh, come on." This line is sort of buried, but after Elaine and Ellis kiss, it cuts to the bleachers, and you kind of see some people waving their flags and cheering on the parade. You hear someone go, "Stacy Keach."
Oh, okay.
So Stacy Keach, Kramer was right. He indeed is the Grand Marshal.
Sweet.
Anyways, let's cut over to a van.
A big, juicy van.
George sneaks up on this guy who's kind of leaning against the hood, and he's writing on a clipboard. George, believes this is the laser guy, so he grabs the pen out of his hand, and he starts cackling as he's breaking it up, but sees that his hands are covered in ink. That wasn't a laser pen.
No, it's just a pen. You have like a dot on your face. Whoever's doing that's very clever. What other character had ink on their hands, Matthew?
Ooh, ink on their hands? Oh, Mr. Pitt. Oh, Elaine.
Ah, there you go.
Wait,
what about ink on their face, Matt?
Wait a minute. What happened in that scene, Elaine?
Elaine reached into her purse while she was on the phone, and remember, is that ink? And the ink was all over her fingers.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
She's trying to take a message for Mr. Pitt.
That's how Mr. Pitt gets the Hitler stash.
Mm. Hitler? What's a Hitler?
Well, let's transition from Hitler to the infamous scene of this episode. We're at Jerry's car, and, George is off breaking pens. Elaine is trapped in her bleachers. Jerry's watching the Mets game. Kramer's just hanging out at the Saab and lighting a cigar with a sparkler, which is such a great image. He tosses the sparkler away, but it lands on top of the Puerto Rican flag in the back seat of Jerry's car, setting it on fire.
Come on, man. You need to lighten up. A feeling like this only happens once a year. Yeah, it's like this every day in Puerto Rico. Yeah, see, now you're getting the spirit of it, huh? Oh, Dios mío!
Hey, there's a guy burning the Puerto Rican flag! Who? Who is burning the flag? Him?
It's not very nice.
Action. Do you know what day this is? Because I know what day this is. They know what day this is, so I was wondering if you know what day this is.
Because it's Puerto Rican Day.
Maybe we should have stumped you. like you stomped the flag. What do you think of that?
Look, I just have one thing to say to you boys.
So kind of a deja vu here again. Two street toughs chasing Kramer down the street. First it was the lack of wearing an AIDS ribbon, and now it's for burning the flag.
Right.
Now I'm curious. So how wonderful is it that we get?
We should mention too that they did first show up with the armoire.
Third time, you're right. But they didn't chase him down the street.
No.
But so, yes, what I wanted to get at was how wonderful of a treat it is in our one of the final episodes of Seinfeld. We get Cedric and Bob, John Paragon, and Yul Vasquez to return as these wonderful side characters.
So good.
And my question, yeah.
Well, I like to think that Bob is Puerto Rican, the character.
Yes, I would have guessed that as well, or assumed, I guess. But they had to find something for them to get upset with Kramer to warrant him chasing, down the street. So is there something else that they could have done besides burn the flag that would have caused such a stir? Or is that the most passionate, the most passionate thing, I guess, that could have happened?
Yeah, or the most disrespectful thing you could do.
Yeah, that's what yes, thank you.
Right. Yeah, I can't really think of anything at the moment, other than I don't know, accidentally remember how he accidentally punched Mickey Mantle? Maybe accidentally punches Stacy Keach or something. I don't know.
Or if there's a float that he somehow tipped over, I could see that.
Yeah.
But again, I'm thinking back to what Jason said. It's not Kramer burning the flag out of disrespect. It's because he's a doofus that he burns it by accident. And you see these other characters, coming to the aid of the flag and the day. But right. It's hard, I'm not Puerto Rican, but I understand why. I could see why there were protests. Although, what am I getting at?
I think ultimately, don't look at me. I think ultimately, whenever you're the minority and someone else is using your culture or your race or your gender or your religion as part of a joke, even though you're not the target, it's just used in a joke. I don't know. It can really hurt because it's
Sure.
I'm already in the minority. I'm already, outnumbered. Now I have to, be in this joke. It makes sense that people were upset. I just wonder if people like Jerry and Jason didn't realize how upset people would get. But I think it definitely makes sense that it was an episode like this, the second highest rated episode of Seinfeld, that there would be some controversy to come out of it with a joke like this. If this happened back in season 3 or 4, I don't really think you would have heard anything.
Yeah. Well, look at the conversion episode where, what was his name? Not Kaplan. Who wrote that?
Bruce Kirschbaum.
Thank you. When he wrote that and he came up with Latvian Orthodox, he thought he was making up that religion. And then he got this letter from this Latvian Orthodox community thanking them for putting them on the map, remember?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
As opposed to being I guess there was in no way were they making fun of the religion, but that was a positive
there
instance
might have been other episodes where people got made fun of,
sure.
We'd have to go back to our discussion, but maybe the Mel Torme scene.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if the Moyle.
How about the outing?
Yeah, but
that was
I think they won an
episode.
award for that.
It won several awards.
No, because it was so progressive for the time. But yeah, I mean, we're not going to unpack all this here on Seincast. No. But I mean, who are we or anyone to say that people can't be offended by this? But
of course,
I think if you really look at the joke, we pretty much side with Jason here. Kramer is the joke; he's the idiot. Yeah. It's just at the expense, of the Puerto Rican flag.
Have you ever been sitting in a comedy club as an audience member, and the comedian starts picking fun or making fun of something that you either identify with or is attached to you?
Not really.
So for me, it's when the comedian. I just cut you off. I'm sorry. I wanted to. I really wasn't. That was rhetorical. When I got it from you. When for me, it's when they start making fun about bald guys. I immediately, if I'm not wearing a hat, I immediately slunk down to my chair because in my head I'm
like a toupee on.
Exactly, Mel toupee. People are going to look in my direction and be like, "Oh, how's the bald guy going to react to this joke?" And again, in no way is the insecurity of one short, stocky, slow-witted bald man gonna compare with a whole race of people or a whole culture. But I feel like it's just a tiny morsel of that. Well, nobody wants to be made fun of or be the butt of a joke. You know what I mean? And that's just a small scale of my feelings of when somebody makes fun of bald people.
Or be used on the way to a joke, but
yeah. Oh, it happened again. Let's just talk about Vinny all day. Vinnie Cat. When
I think actually, no joke. I think our listeners would prefer that.
I don't think so.
You were loved.
When what was it? When they're talking about like the. Oh no, that's too personal. I can't talk about that.
Oh man, now you have to talk about it.
No, I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to. But I did feel that way when.
Well, Vinny, that one will be lost to the ages. No one will ever know what you're talking about. Let your theories roll in now.
Feels good to get that off my chest.
Again, what can we say that hasn't been said about this scene?
Nothing.
It is interesting though when you look at the the whole story of Seinfeld. There is sort of this little stain or little blip on the arc right before the ending, because I do remember this episode causing quite a stir. I mean, especially the fact that it was pulled from the air for 4 years because of the scene.
You think the NBC execs were kind of shaking in their boots leading up to the finale with this little bit of backlash?
Oh, absolutely. Again, I think it's all about the exposure, and like this day and age where everything is exposed, social media and the internet. I don't think you could have done a scene like this today. That's for sure.
Yeah.
On NBC, at least.
Not while I'm running the show.
ABC, maybe.
Okay. I think I know where we're going with that.
Taking shots at Roseanne.
Pew, 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 pew.
All right, let's cut over to the apartment for sale. There's a knock at the door, and the realtor finds another interested client.
Right this way, Mr. Vanderlei.
Wow, this is a lovely apartment. Lovely. The kids are gonna go crazy. I wonder if I could see the bathrooms. Preferably one with some paint thinner and some rags.
It's down the hall.
Oh, hello.
Art.
Mr. Vandelay, of course.
You two know each other? Mr. Pennypacker.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to stop by and make sure that my Shark Tank fixed it.
Hello.
Mr. Pennypacker, this is Mr. Vandelay, and you know Mr. Varnson.
Varnson?
Pennypacker.
Vandelay.
Pennypacker. Varnson.
Vandelay. Wait a second. Mr. Pennypacker, if you're here, and Mr. Vandelay is also here, then who's watching the factory?
The factory?
The Saab factory?
Jerry, that's in Sweden?
I'm here for
My car!
It's like this every day in Puerto Rico.
Jerry, the Mets lost.
I love a parade.
Wow, how cool is that alternate worlds have collided? You have all three of the main aliases meeting together for the first time, right?
Yeah, and this definitely feels like, a pitch by one of the writers. Like, how can we get all three characters together for this?
You got Pennypacker, Varnson, and Vandelay all in one room. And again, I just look back and I'm like, damn, why couldn't they come up with a great alias for Elaine and have her there too, as one final little payoff? But still cool to have 3 out of 4 aliases.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. This is some weird trivia. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but George first used Vandelay or Art Vandelay in the stakeout, right, with Jerry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They tell Vanessa that we're meeting a friend, Art Vandelay, for lunch. And Art Vandelay since then has been a latex salesman, an author. But I believe this is the only time George has used the name Art Vandelay for himself. Is that true?
No. I don't think you're right, but let me consult the
archives.
The database in my head here.
It sounds weird, right? But anytime he mentions Vandelay, it's like, oh, Elaine's boyfriend, the importer-exporter, or...
Vandelay Industries. Wait, no, because there's a line when he goes, I'm Art Vandelay. When does he say that?
He also says when he picks up the woman who's the receptionist at Brant Leland, he's like, I'm here to see Art Vandelay. And she's like, I'm sorry, there's no Mr. Vandelay who works here. I swear, it's a weird bit of trivia, but I think it's right.
Okay, I can't. I don't have the evidence to combat you, but I feel like he says, "I'm Art Vandelay somewhere.
Like, really, George never needs to lie about his name.
Right.
You know, he might lie about his profession or come up with an excuse.
Huh. Okay, well, let's let the statisticians out there go to the archives.
Please let us know if we're wrong, and we'll correct it.
Well, I disagree with you, but I don't have evidence to back it up. So I side with the listeners if they can find it.
That seems like...
Don't let me down, guys.
That sounds like most discussions these days, right?
Yeah.
I disagree with you, but I can't support my argument.
He's got nothing.
Moving on. Great back and forth. This kind of feels like old.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking? I'm sorry. You know what I'm thinking of?
Are we back to you?
Yeah, me again. When he says... He's talking to Susan, and you're right, because he says he's an importer, exporter. What's his name? Oh, it's Art Vandelay. Like, George is very amused or pleased with himself that he gets to share that name. So you might be right. All right, that's it.
All right. Real quick, what I was saying here is the back and forth of Varnson, Pennypacker, Vandelay, Pennypacker, Varnson.
Stacy.
Stacy, George.
Stacy!
There's a great shot at the end. You know, all three of them stick their head out the window to see the crowd just destroying the car. Kramer has his glasses like down on his nose.
Yes.
Great shot. Love that.
It's like you could be on Golden Girls in that shot.
Mm-hmm. Now, in addition to the flag burning scene, there's a line here when Kramer says, it's like this every day in Puerto Rico when there's like a crowd destroying a car. which I think also offended a lot of people, but to set that up, Kramer did say that earlier when he was having fun celebrating.
Okay.
So I think to somehow defend that somewhat racist line, I think Kramer is just so oblivious to what life is like in Puerto Rico. He's saying it again.
And there was the line, another thing Elaine said earlier, where she's like, they're a very festive people, where she's kind of just blanketing an entire, country.
Or impugning a continent.
That's it.
What other parade, did we talk about this earlier? Like, what other parade could they have been stuck in?
We may have.
I don't know, like...
Well, what
other countries could we make fun of, Vinny?
Latvia?
Yeah.
Well, what are the most popular parades in New York? You think Gay Pride Parade is the most popular, or would it be something like Puerto Rico?
No, I'd say the Pride Parade is probably one of the biggest. The Halloween Parade is pretty big.
What about St. Patrick's Day?
I got one to top them all. That's Thanksgiving, of course.
Well, they've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Whoa. What did I just say?
I'm calling 911. I think you might have just had a stroke.
Oh boy. Sorry. There was also, they've already done that with Woody Woodpecker. Popped him.
For some reason, I think it would be really entertaining to have like a Dutch sort of parade, like windmills and like wooden clogs, and I might be mashing different countries together, but like lederhosen.
And then George, Leder, why are you wearing lederhosen? But then George could finally find out. Then who are the Dutch?
Yeah, exactly.
But
and maybe mix the Swedish in there. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm sorry, everyone.
It seems it's understandable why they would pick the Puerto Rican Day, because that is among the more popular parades in New York. And since it is a New York show, I feel like one of the big ones would be what they would go to versus something small scale. Anywho.
Yes. Let's cut over to the street. We're still on the street here. It's night. The parade is over. What'd you say?
Taking it to the streets.
Yes. It's night. The parade is over. There's no logical explanation, but Jerry, George, and Kramer are staring at the Saab, which has been lifted over a fence and dropped in the lower level of a brownstone. I mean, I guess the crowd could pick it up, right?
Yeah.
I mean...
But then had to walk it over, like, right above their heads?
Let me see. How heavy is a Saab 900?
A 2-ton cab.
I gotta know. It is 3,000 pounds, so 1.5 tons. I don't know. How much can the average human lift?
Okay.
Elaine joins the group, covered in filth, looking very relaxed. And an old friend of Jerry's pulls up in his maroon Golf.
Hey, Black Saab. Looks like that building cut you off. See you around.
Well, at least he didn't...
Jackass!
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Love, well, we can save it for ratings and reviews. I just love the maroon golf character.
Oh, yeah.
But right here at the end, never picked up on this final line. Despite the car getting wedged into the building, Jerry says, sarcastically, "Somebody remember where we parked."
Mm-hmm.
And that's got to be a reference to the parking garage, right?
Parking garage, yep. As well as a lot of elements from the handicap spot, I think, too. With the mob trashing the car, and then kind of you see the group kind of come upon this car that's been damaged virtually beyond recognition. So, yeah, I think 2 episodes referenced here.
What's the line that Jerry says to George?
A lot of these scratches will buff right out.
That's right.
Ad-lib.
So, what do you think?
Matt, would you say this episode is an amigo, or is it a jackass?
Ooh.
I think you're torn.
I want to separate, the controversy and all the behind-the-scenes stuff that came from this episode and just look at it as the penultimate episode of Seinfeld. Mm-hmm. I love what they were going for, getting all the writers involved. I love the idea of another, bottle episode, nothing that takes place in the apartment or Monk's, kind of one location. But ultimately, I feel like this was a stinker of an episode.
Really?
Yeah, it's just, once again, we saw these issues with the maid. A lot of these jokes just kind of feel like they're thrown together. Nothing really feels connected. Despite having, as always, a lot of fun talking with you about the episode, there's really not a whole lot I look forward to here other than seeing Maroon Golf and that scene in the apartment for sale when all 3 characters are together.
Sure.
But other than that, man, I remember when it aired too. I was just kind of like, man, this is it, and then we get the finale.
Oh,
and I just kind of wish there was more of like just a traditional episode to end Seinfeld. But again, grateful that we got a bottle episode at the same time.
It's funny, people like that was some of the critique with the finale as well, which we'll get to. But like, none of the episode took place in the apartment or Monk's. But like, what makes those so special is having episodes like this that stand alone as these fishbowl episodes. So I don't know, you got to have a little bit of both, I guess, to appreciate them.
And really, a lot of finales are, as series wrap up, like, why do you want it to take place in all those familiar locations? You have like 99% of a series that take place in those locations already.
Well, it's tit and tat. It's good and bad because you want what's familiar, what the bread and butter of the show is, your favorite pieces. But then like, if you were to have it in Monks the whole episode, people would be like, "Oh, lazy writing." They couldn't come up with something better than this.
Sure.
So you can't please everybody. Made some good points regarding this episode. I'm very neutral with it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it at all.
Right. It seems like this episode evokes a lot of anger in people. The Puerto Rican flag scene, removed. Maybe because it was banned and like a lot of people aren't familiar with it, but I just don't really think about this episode all that much. I don't think I'd even like listed in my top 10 least favorite episodes.
The only time I will watch this if it's in rotation, if I'm in season 9,
Sure.
I'm not going to be like, I aspire to watch the Puerto Rican Day.
Right.
But
some stuff you like from the episode that I haven't mentioned yet.
I'd probably have to say the return of Cedric and Bob. Always nice to see them. And, in classic Cedric and Bob fashion, they're always upset, those guys. Are they ever happy? I'd love to see them just having a nice lunch, the two of them, talking about how much they enjoy their lives. But that was cool. And I'd probably say the Elaine and, Mary band of characters she had under the bleachers trying to get out. I thought was a nice scene. Her making out with Mark Hirschfeld is what sold the episode for me.
The shoving, and then the embrace. How'd you feel about the George storyline in the movie theater with the, I don't know, I feel like it had elements of the comeback, really wanting to make a room laugh, or...
As well as the opposite, him being, confronting movie patrons or yelling at them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So. But the whole, laser pointer stuff just didn't do it for me. That kind of felt like they were out of ideas. So
Yeah, it's okay.
But getting back to our trivia at the start of the episode, once again, how amazing would it have been if they were able to film an actual episode in New York of the characters, walking the whole island of Manhattan. And, here's hoping maybe if they ever do that Seinfeld reunion or special, maybe they can pull something like that off.
It's a fantasy camp for Seinfeld fans and audience members. The execution will be impossible to pull off, but if they... Why can't they try anything? They never try anything anymore.
It's not that hard.
Right.
What are you doing?
We have an appointment. All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco.
And we will return on a very special day, Monday, May 14th, to discuss the Chronicle Clip Show, our Season 9 and series recap, as well as what episode, Vinny?
We'll be discussing the 23rd and 24th episodes of Season 9, as well as the series finale of Seinfeld, the finale. And Matt, I gotta tell you something.
No, Vinny, I have to tell you something too.
No, me first.
Okay.
I have always loved you.
Oh, no, we're running out of time. For now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end of our elaborate plans, the end of everything that stands, the end, no safety or surprise, the end, I'll never look into your again.
So long, jackass!